What's up, everybody? It's Justin with Sillage Scents, and today I have got a video about a clone fragrance that I have been waiting for. I have thought, out of all of the hard to find, discontinued, expensive fragrances that have been cloned, why hasn't someone cloned this absolute beauty right here, Dior Fahrenheit Le Parfum? Whenever I got this, I thought to myself, I wish I could wear this every day, but it's expensive. 120 bucks for 2 ounces is average. I've seen it go for a lot more than that. I would love to wear this DNA every day, but it's so expensive. Why doesn't someone clone this masterpiece right here? And sure enough, Fragrance World has done it. I mean, I don't know if you can tell or not what they're cloning here. There's a little bit of a similarity. Maybe you could tell. They have cloned it to the T, including the presentation. I want to tell you about the fragrance profile, how close they got. This is one I am very, very happy about. But before we dive fully in, I want to ask you to consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done that. Also, consider giving the like button a nice long look and go ahead and smash it with one of those big rubber sledgehammers that children often have. Give me a like if you like the video. And also let me know down in the comments, have you tried this one? Or maybe you have the original. Are you surprised or happy that we finally have a good clone of Dior Fahrenheit? All right, so first off, let me just say that this fragrance, if you like the original Fahrenheit, but maybe it was too much for you, maybe the gasoline vibe was too much. Some say it can be headache inducing, especially for the first couple hours. Well, what they've done with Fahrenheit Le Parfum is they have softened the DNA. So the violet leaf accord that gives that gasoline is rolled back significantly. Even the fresh spiciness that is quite strong in the original Fahrenheit, they've rolled it back a little. And what they've done is they have poured in some booziness. I don't know if it's rum or whiskey, but a very evident boozy accord. And they've added some vanilla to significantly sweeten it up. And what they did to me is they turned it into the ultimate fall fragrance. They made a pseudo gourmand out of Dior Fahrenheit. Who would have thunk it that a gasoline, smelling fragrance is now a boozy vanilla fragrance that is gorgeous. I even wore it a little bit, whenever it's 85 degrees. So now, Fragrance World, they have finally come out with their clone of this amazing fragrance. And I'm telling you, Fragrance World has been killing it. They've been knocking it out of the park. The stuff they've been coming out with is mind-blowing. I, couldn't be happier, but they need to clone Spice Bomb Extreme. Go ahead and let me know down in the chat if you agree with that. So, they've cloned it. And I got to tell you, they got pretty close to Fahrenheit Le Parfum. Right off the atomizer, it's almost indistinguishable. If I was blindfolded, the only way that I would know the difference is if I were to smell the original first and then I were to smell Fragrance World, then I would know, because the original is stronger. And that's almost always the case. Not always, but it's often the case, especially with a Dior, that the original is going to be a little stronger in one way or another. And so, although the fragrance profile is very similar, and I'll tell you a little more about that, the strength I have noticed a difference in. The original, I will get whiffs of it and have it as a skin scent for 10 hours or more after wearing it. With this one, it seems to be more like, I don't know, maybe a 7-hour fragrance. Maybe even a little less than that. But I will say I've been testing some very strong fragrances the last few days, and it's very possible that as I'm testing all of these sweet, powerful fall, winter fragrances, I'm going a little nose blind. So this is sort of like a glorified first impression. I'm a couple days into owning this thing, but I want to say I'm very happy with it because they got the fragrance profile very, very close. The fresh spiciness from Dior Le Parfum is, I would say, 10% rolled back. It's like, you know, if you could see it like on a graph, the spikes being kind of those high points of spiciness, it's like they just chopped off, you know, 10% of those high points. So it's not quite as abrasive. Whenever I say abrasive, maybe that's not the right word, but I like the fresh, spicy, sharp nature of any of the Fahrenheit fragrances. But it's knocked back just a little bit, and the vanilla booziness, they really nailed it. I mean, that blend of fresh spiciness with that touch of gasoline violet leaf accord, you know, all blended together with that vanilla and booziness, they really nailed it. But the only caveat I would say is the Dior, at least at this point, I am perceiving as significantly stronger. So I would still put this in probably the 90% similar range. It's just the differences is that the spiciness is rolled back just a touch, and the strength, both in the power of the projection and sillage and the longevity, you know, is probably rolled back 30% or something like that. Would I still recommend it? Absolutely, because I paid from fragrancebuy.ca, I think I paid $32 for this. I paid $120 for 2 ounces of this. This is 3.4 ounces for $30. So it is an absolute steal. You know, if you can afford the original and these things are super important to you, then grab it. But I would say for the vast majority of people, if you pick this up, you will be very happy. And probably what I'm going to do, as I do with many of the fragrances I have clones of, is I'll probably do like 1 or 2 sprays of Dior and like 3 sprays of this one, and I'll be good to go. I'll stretch out my original bottle in that way. So I just wanted to share my enthusiasm with you. 2 days earlier, I had said internally, man, I wish somebody would clone this fragrance. And then I happened to see in the next day or two that they had cloned this fragrance, and I ordered it immediately. And so let me know if you've tried it. If you have it, let me know if you want to pick it up. I'd love to hear about it down in the comments. And again, consider subscribing if you haven't done that yet. And remember to grab one of those squeaky sledgehammers and go ahead and nail the like button if you enjoyed this video. I'm Justin. This has been Sillage Scents. I'll see you on the next one.